You don't have to wait for a new week or a new day. It is something that you can do right now to change your life. Today's video is going to be about why it's important to focus on the little things. This has been something that has been so helpful for me and I think has contributed to the fact that I'm now a lot happier than I was a year ago. So today I thought I would share with you my reasons for focusing on the little things in life, and it's something that I think you should start doing. Let's start with the basics. Life is overwhelming. There is a lot going on. You turn on the news, it's all bad. You go on social media, you've got skinny people on holiday living their best life, people achieving all of these goals, whether they're workout goals. Read all of this, I just graduated with whatever and I've got this dream job, I'm living here, look, I bought a house. There's so much happening that can be so demoralizing to you if you're focused on what those people are doing. It's a lot. Tie in the fact that we're comparing ourselves to other people all the time with the fact that we're so obsessed with what happens next, right? We're never really in the moment. You're always like, oh, I've got to get up and do this, and oh, I've got to have lunch quickly because I've then got so much work to do in the afternoon, or I'm seeing this person, or I'm doing this. Oh, when I get home, I've got all of this like long list of stuff to do, whether it's just like stuff around the house, or oh, I'm meeting friends, which is great, but it means then I can't do this bit of work, and travel and commuting. There is a lot, and we're always living in the next thing or in someone else's life. It's overwhelming, and that is why you need to focus on the little things. It's hard to get out of that cycle of what's coming next, what do I need to do next, and focus on the now, but it has helped me so much. Focusing on the little things helps me because the present is easier to deal with than the past or the future. Focusing on the little things means living in the now. In the now, feelings can only last for like 90 seconds. I've read, and I really recommend you read this as well, the book How to Do the Work by Nicole LaPera. The book is called How to Do the Work and it's amazing, and in it she talks about how physiologically you can only feel feelings for like a minute and a half. Like, and I'm talking about the really intense, whether it's angry or you're sad or you're scared, any of the feelings that make you want to react or run away or numb yourself, shut down, escape, that intense part of whatever it is you're feeling, it can't last a long time. Your body can't sustain that amount of emotion. So although it's really hard when you're in that feeling, because it feels all-consuming and you are in that like fight, flight, fawn, freeze mode, if you get through that feeling, your body wants to return to homeostasis. It wants things to be normal. So if you just sit with that feeling, it will eventually subside. And this is so hard because the feeling does, you get trapped in it. But just focusing on the present moment means feeling the feeling and then watching it gradually diminish. And that's really, really hard. And it is a skill and something that you need to practice, but that has helped me a lot. And that comes with focusing on the little things, focusing on the now. That's the way to deal with all of those really annoying, overwhelming, uncomfortable feelings. The truly intense part of the emotion, the part that makes you want to run away, will eventually go. Keeping in the present means noticing whatever you're feeling and trusting that it will pass. You don't have to get caught up about feeling depressed about the past or apprehensive and anxious about the future. You just need to focus on now. Focusing on the little things also helps me to remember that there is so much joy everywhere. If you're not used to this, at first it will feel a bit annoying. You'll feel like you're being that person who's just like, everyone's like, okay, calm down. It is a practice, but I found integrating this into my everyday life has really helped me. So you just need to find something small in your day that you appreciate and really focus on that and basically celebrate that. Whether it's the really bright colors on a birthday card someone sends you, or appreciating your morning coffee. You know, you're walking down the street and you see someone walking their dog and you smile at them and you both smile and you're like, oh yes, another human, thank you, like have a nice day. It doesn't have to be a big thing of like, oh, I've had the most wonderful day and everything went right. Like, you need to find the small moments in the day that will bring you joy, and they are there. You just need to notice them and appreciate them, because these little things, they're so easy to miss if you're rushing around or too much in your head, living in the past or living in the future. You will miss them, but if you slow down and start to try and live in the present, your ability to appreciate these little things will grow. And alongside this, you'll be able to gradually cultivate your ability to not only find joy and appreciate it, but to make things joyful and to take a small moment and make that into something big, if that makes sense. So if there's ever something in the day that I find funny or silly, I make sure that I take a minute to actually let that have a moment. I don't let an opportunity to laugh at something or find something silly, I don't let that opportunity pass me by. It's not only about noticing everything lovely, but also trying to find a way to make their everyday things joyful. Whether that's dancing around like a lunatic, which I do quite often. I love dancing. I love being silly. Or smiling at your neighbor, calling a friend, picking up on something funny that your friend says and like really actually allowing yourself to laugh about it. Because yeah, it can seem weird or annoying or strange to other people when you're like, oh my gosh, that's so ridiculous. But I think as well, the world is so starved of joy that if you are someone who is trying to capitalize on all of these funny moments or all of these little things, it can be a bit jarring for other people, but they will eventually get into this as well. Like I see this with my granny. I'm always trying to find these small moments to appreciate, and you know, I'll laugh at something and then it will be kind of, she'll be like, why, that's not, what are you doing, Julia? You're being silly. But to my mind, I'm like, I need to appreciate all of this. There is so much to appreciate and it's important to acknowledge it. It's a question of finding joy because there is so much joy everywhere, but also eventually you'll start cultivating joyful moments just because you want to appreciate the small moments. I also focus on the little things because alongside all of the joy we've just talked about, it helps me cultivate gratitude. So once you start noticing the little things and appreciating walking past that flower shop on the way to work and it just smells amazing, or appreciating your morning tea, or the quiet before everyone gets up, or the quiet in the evening if you're a night owl where the house has gone to sleep and you're just able to work or read. Once you start noticing those small things to be grateful for, you'll automatically start being more grateful. But again, like with joy, I think it's important to cultivate your gratitude, and one way you can do this is by doing a gratitude list or a gratitude journal. You can start, like, it doesn't have to be something that you think, I'm taking 5 minutes every day to write my gratitude list. You can literally do it in your head, or you can be like, I'm gonna every morning write down 3 things that I'm grateful for. And at the beginning it might be hard because you might be stuck in like a negative mindset, or stuck just feeling a bit stagnant and like, well, yes, I have lots of things to be grateful for, but everyone else that I know has these things and more, so why should I be grateful for these things? But it's one of these things you need to force yourself to do, and eventually it will become automatic. So you start off being like, okay, yes, Ryan, I'm grateful for running water, or I'm grateful for my comfy bed, or I'm grateful that I had a nice lunch today. And it might seem like a lot, or it might seem like you're not doing, like it's not gonna make a difference, but gradually you'll be cultivating an attitude of gratitude, and you'll then notice something small, like, I don't know, the color of the leaves. You'll notice, oh, look at this beautiful skyline, look at the clouds, look at the whatever there is in your area to notice, and you'll not only notice it, you'll also be grateful for it. I've learned that gratitude is a virtuous circle, so it feeds itself basically. The more grateful you are for things, the more you're able to appreciate all of the things you have to be grateful for, and it ends up being like a self-fulfilling cycle, which is great. Being grateful, it will affect the way that you react to things. So instead of instinctively reacting and say you're angry, you're annoyed, you're sad, like these are all obviously emotions that everyone's going to feel, but you'll be able to change your perspective a bit once you've started being grateful for everyday things and all of the small moments. You'll be able to change that initial reaction of, oh, that's so annoying, or I'm so angry, and instead focus on the good things in that situation, all the things that you have to be grateful for even in that annoying situation. So if we were going to take, for example, your train is delayed and so you're stuck at the station for another half an hour, your initial reaction is gonna be like, really? Come on, like that's so annoying. Maybe you're like, oh, I'm gonna be late for dinner now, or I need to get home and make dinner. I have so much that I need to do. I can't do my work until I get home because I don't have everything I need. I had planned to use this time to do whatever. Like, there are all of these things that are gonna be going through your head straight away when they're like, sorry, the train is delayed. But if you have been working on cultivating your attitude of gratitude, you'll be able to, yes, you'll have that initial reaction, but then you'll be able to think, okay, well, there's nothing I can do. I will accept this. I'm not happy with it, but this is where we're at. What can I focus on now? Oh, okay, so I have half an hour of time here at the station that I didn't realize I would have. Maybe I can use that time to catch up on a podcast that I never allow myself to listen to because I never have the time. Or maybe, oh, I've got my book with me. I can read for half an hour. I never normally let myself do that because I've always just got stuff to do. But I've got time here. I'm sat on the platform. Why don't I read? Why don't I treat myself to a coffee, seeing as I'm going to be here for half an hour? I don't think we should always be talking about spending money. There is so much you can do that and be grateful for and appreciate that you don't need to spend any money on. Treat yourself to that coffee and then sit and do some like deep breathing or something. These are all things that I know sound annoying if you're not in the right headspace. You're like, well, how is deep breathing gonna help me feel better? Like, get real. But it actually does really help, and I'm sorry to be that person. So that train example is just an example of a situation where having an attitude of gratitude gratitude and appreciating the small moments and focusing on the little things can turn that situation from, oh my gosh, this is so annoying, into, yes, this is annoying, but here I'll focus instead on the good things about this. I focus on the little things because it makes me able to see the steps I need to take to get where I need to go. It reminds you to do what you can. Focusing on the little things means that I'm able to work out what steps I need to take and able to get to where I need to go to. So for example, I've started this YouTube channel. There's a lot to learn, and I have learned a lot so far, but I know there is still so much I need to improve on. And when you have a goal in mind, it is very overwhelming. But when I focus on the little things and I just look at, okay, what can I do today to get better? Or what is one thing I can do to improve upon for my next video? When I focus on small things, I'm able to do more. Because I'm not overwhelming myself with, you want to post this many videos by this date, or have this many subscribers, or have this many views, or create this kind of community. Those are big goals, and it's hard to think like that when you're starting from nothing. So like, for example, I've now posted 11 or 12 videos depending on when I post this one, and as at the time of recording I have 9 subscribers, which is amazing. Thank you so much if you've subscribed to me already. I really do appreciate it. But if you told me at the beginning you're gonna have posted 11 videos by this date, I would have been like, I mean, obviously that's what you plan to do, right? You create a channel and you want to post content, but I would have been like, oh my gosh, but what 11 videos? Like, what am I going to be talking about? Are people going to like it? What am I doing? But breaking it down and doing things one by one, I'm like, oh, okay, this is the idea for this video. This is what I'm focusing on. This is what I want to put across here. Doing it in small steps, focusing on the small things, means that I can do bigger things. So by just taking one step at a time, I gradually have made 11 videos that I'm really proud of. And I'm sure in the future I'll look back and be like, oh my gosh, those are like, but even so, like at this point in time, I'm doing my best and I'm actually doing it, and I've made a start, which is the most important thing. And that's only through having a mindset of, okay, one thing at a time. Like, let's just take it one thing at a time, focus on the small things in order to get to where I want to be. And it's working out for me. I would really encourage you to do the same. Just focus on the small things. It's all you can do, and it's going to make such a difference to your mindset, to your life, to achieving your goals and the way you go about things. It will change your life, honestly. Because the only way you're going to get to any goal that you achieve, whether it's like me starting a YouTube channel or it's a work goal, you know, dating someone, that doesn't happen all at once, right? It's small steps. You get to know the person and you end up with a fully formed relationship. But it all seems overwhelming at the beginning, but you just need to take small, consistent steps in order to get to where you want to go. So focusing on the little things means that I am less overwhelmed and that I'm able to achieve my goals. I hope these tips have made you think about your mindset and about the things that you want to achieve, and really inspired you, because it is something that you can do right now to change your life. You don't have to buy anything, you don't have to wait for a new week or a new day. All you have to do is take a deep breath and be like, yes, I am going to now start focusing on the small things, and it really will change your life. So I hope you give it a go. Thank you so much if you've subscribed or commented or liked my videos. If you want to see more of this, more of my videos, please feel free to subscribe. God bless, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.